This video is brought to you by Miniature Market. Thousands of board games, miniatures, and paints, discount prices at miniaturemarket.com. Hey everybody, welcome to another Rob Paints. Today we are painting the Tumbler from Batman, The Dark Knight Rises. Nice little box set that they put together. Matter of fact, I have it right here, so we'll give it a little show off for you. There we go. I decided to do it in the Batman version, of course. Easy to put together, a lot easier than some of the models I've put together for Harry Potter. But I'm going to tell you, it came out pretty decent. It's not a hard job to do. We crank it out, we get it done. Let's go down the table and see how I did it. Away we go. Okay, right here we have the Batman Tumbler from, of course, Night Models and the new Dark Rises set. I figured I'd take care of this first. It went together really, really well, so I was really happy with how it went together. But believe it or not, the first thing that we're going to take care of is not the tumbler itself. Now, as you can see, I primed it black, and you would think, okay, well, that's it. No, we got some things that we could really start to bring this out a bit. And the way to do that is we're going to take care of our base first. We're going to want to prime, not prime it, but so much. We just want to go over with a nice etching gray. And what that's going to do is give us that road feel. So I'm going to do that, and then we're going to come right back. Now, GW is a really amazing company because they make things so much easier for you. And what I'm doing is they have this basing, this texture paint, and it's called Astro Granite. And all I'm doing is I'm taking, because I just don't want to put this thing on a regular base, and Gotham's such a mess. And all I want to do is I painted a little gray underneath, just a little bit, because I'm going to take this texture and I'm going to move it all over. And I'm going to create kind of a broken road here. And, you know, Batman just doesn't go hunting people in the high district. He goes to some seedy areas. And the roads probably haven't been paved there in quite some time. So we're going to use our imaginations, and we're going to create this road here. And all I'm doing is taking this Astro Granite, and with a tool that I have, I'm just going to spread it around, and we're going to get this, and we're going to get it nice and dry, and then we're going to paint over it a little bit. We're going to add a little depth to it. So I'm going to show you how to do that. So I'm going to finish this up, and then we'll come back, and we'll probably be starting on the tumbler itself. So without further ado, let me finish this up, and we'll be right back. Normally you would think black is like the easiest thing in the world to do, but sometimes it can be the most difficult, especially when you have a vehicle. You want to add some dimension to it, and it's not the easiest thing to do. Now with this particular tumbler, I want to show you what I was doing. In the windows here, I used a Carisberg Crimson, and I just put a little bit on there. You really can't see it, but it's going to show up later when we do something else. The other part of this is to get all the silver detail. So we're going to take some lead belcher, and we have this wheel in here. So we really kind of want to get all that rim. And you want to be very careful. Use a very small detail brush here. And all I'm doing is hitting on the inside there. There's also some shocks here that you want to hit. And you want to be very careful. Now, we're going to go over this, of course. So if you mess up, it's not a big deal. Don't worry about it. There's another shock up over here. So we want to get that in there. We want to get all our base paints in here before we go too far. The main thing is that we are going to try to bring out the detail and really make that black stand out. So we want to get the other shock here. And as you can see, I've done that on the other side already. so you can see where this is all going to be drying up and so forth and so on. So I'm going to finish this. I'm going to finish all the silver or lead belcher detail, and then we're going to come back and I'm going to show you some another base color that we're going to get down onto the tumbler. Now that we have all those points in, what we want to do is get some of the gold points in, and there are actually a few of them here, and they do break up the model very nicely. So you have like this gold banding here, but also there are like these T, and you got to be very careful. So you want to use the edge of your brush coming down, and then you got the other side here that just comes down as well. So you want to get these in, and that's going to break up some of that black a little bit. So we want to be very concise and on point, or else we're going to be touching stuff up. So I'm going to get the rest of these throughout the model here, and then we will be right back, because finally we're going to add some things to these wheels and try to darken them up. And then I'm going to show you probably what the hardest part of this entire model is. So just bear with us, and let me finish this up, and we'll be back with our next set of colors. Next color that we're going to take is some Dawnstone Gray. And what I want to do with this, and this is the thing that is going to be the most time consuming out of all of it, is you don't want to knight a lot on it, and you want a nice sharp brush. And all you want to do is pick out lines, and this is what's going to help give you some depth. Now right there, I just went too hard on that, and I had too much paint on it, and I wanted to make sure that I showed you that. So I take off the paint, and all you want to do is a nice, just rub it up against the line of everything here. You see how that, I know it's probably hard to see, but it's such a fine line. It's going to bring out the depth of that black, and it's going to give it some dimension. And that's exactly what we want to do, particularly on the back here where, whoops, see, even I make mistakes, and that's the whole point. And just taking and dragging that brush along, and it's going to give you a really nice, it's going to break up that black a bit, and that's where we really want to try to do, is just break up some of that black and get some of that dimension in there, because black is a very hard color to do such. And you can see just those little bit of lines, and as they add up, what they're going to create as we go across everything. And this is going to be the most time consuming part of this entire model, is doing this, because everything else is easy after this. But if you just pick out and just take your time and go over everything, you're going to find that this is really going to come out very, very well. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to finish up and do the rest of the model, and we'll see that, and then we'll come back and I'll show you exactly what we're going to do next as we continue on with the tumbler. Next thing I want to do is I want to take some Agrath Earthshade, and all I'm going to do is just go over the tires here. And what I want to do is I kind of want to basically just dirty these tires up a little bit, you know, just give them that weathered feel, like, well, that they've been driving. You know, this isn't a showroom car, this is out, you know, getting people and bringing in the bad guys. So I'm going to put a little bit of that on all the tires and go over a little bit of the silver just to give it a little bit of a kick there. And when I'm done with that, when we dry that, we're going to come back and we're going to do a few more things here, and we're going to start making this thing kind of stand out a little bit more. Certain panels of it we really want to make shine. So we'll be back in a moment. Last thing we want to do here is we want to add what I have from Hobby Lobby, a gloss varnish, and we want to hit certain things and have them stand out, like these blades here. We want to bring a little varnish so we get a nice sheen to it, a metallic sheen to it. And I'm just going to go over all these, and you really want to take your time with this. Just nice and easy over the black, And then you're going to go over this blade as well. And this one here. And we want to make sure you have nice even strokes so it doesn't pool up or look weird. That's the worst thing that can happen, is that it all goes awry. We want to make sure that we have these blades here done on the side. There's a foil here that we can do if we wanted to. Matter of fact, let's just do it. And come in there with the varnish. You know, dance between the flat and the varnish will really just bring out our Batmobile here. Tumbler, that's what they call it now, right? It's not just a plain old Batmobile, it is a tumbler. So we're going to work that in there. We're going to come in here as well. Just little areas, like over here in the front, I wanted to give a little sheen to, just to break it up and give some inconsistent, you know, to try to break up the black. Maybe over the top here. And it's really up to you what you want to do. You know, it's your model. You handle it the way you want to handle it. And just by doing that, coming over, nice and easy. A little more. All right, there we go. And there we go. Over the top here, you can see a little bit of brown on our wheels, which is perfect. I want to come over this a little. There we go. Just to kind of, again, we're just trying to break things up a little bit and really make this really just stand out a little bit, a little different than what you would expect. All right, so I'm gonna let this dry and then we'll come back. So as you can see, it's not a very complicated model to do, the tumbler. We got it all set. We put it on the base that we made, so we got that junky road. We have the nice dark tires that have a little bit of brown in them to make it look like that it's out in action. And there you go, the tumbler. I mean, nothing too hard, nothing too complicated. You can overcomplicate it, but just a very simple model, and that's all you need to do. So till next time, this is your old pal Rob saying we've got a lot of stuff to paint, and we'll be back with more painting videos. We'll see you soon.